Hey there folks, Kozzi here, drafting for Pick 1 Pack 1 with this Feln Aggro deck. Jumping straight into it, and we have a solid hand, curving out Snowslinger into 3-drop. These aren't necessarily the best cards in my deck, but they're a curve and I'm on the play, and often that is more than enough in limited. And absolutely everything in our hand we can cast. I'd like to see one more Primal Sigil, so I know that if I get Wisdom of the Elders I can cast it, but no, this is nice. Like, we'll be able to turn off his Only Ronin pretty quickly, which I think is important. We have the choice of taking 2, or taking the risk that he has no 2-drop and attacking with our Slinger. I'm not super interested in taking risks right now. Yeah, I don't think he would have made that attack unless he was certain that he could get in. And so this is going to be certainly a race with him playing Rakano Warcry. I need to work out whether I'm willing to race him with my Sky Snapper. The alternative is just playing the Cobalt Acolyte or losing some tempo, so I think, yeah, we set up the Snapper and get ready for a race. Depending on what he plays is whether I feel as though I'm still on the beatdown or not. So I need to make my choice before he plays anything, which is smart of him. I don't think I want to trade here. He's got 2 damage coming in for my 3, so I feel as though I'm getting the better deal, and I'll be able to stabilize soon anyway. Alright, so he wasn't able to play anything, which is good news for us. I can either play the Cobalt Acolyte and give it self-flying, or I can play the Snowslinger. I'd rather play the Snowslinger and hold up my Devour so I can respond to something going wrong. And if he wants to attack again, I'm fine with that because I'll be able to get 5 in the air, as well as get myself a Snowball. And this is the kind of deck that will run creatures with only 1 health. Okay, that's aggressive. So he's desperate to get damage in. Do I want to devour him? Not really. He can still have a board presence for now. Although I do get to see more cards. And I think by the time we get to turn 4 he's going to be invalidated. Alright, let's use my power now. Okay. So I think that proved to be a pretty reasonable decision. As I said before, the race is certainly on. We'll be trying to represent just as much damage back as he can deal out. If we give this flying and getting in, then he can stay back for the future to represent a deadly blocker. But I really don't want to 2-for-1 myself here. This may even be on chump block duty after we swing back for 8. So next turn we're threatening 10 damage, which isn't quite lethal, which is a shame. I would have preferred to have been representing lethal on this next turn. It would have forced him to have to respect my creatures and hold back this Rakano Stranger. Okay, this guy has a lot of rebuking to do. Am I willing to take 5? The worst that can happen is he gets +3/+3. And I currently am on a faster clock than him, so sure, I'll take 5. I can attack in for 6 and then still hold back my chump blocker. So I can either attack for 6 or attack for 8. If I attack for 8, then I'm representing lethal on either of these guys, but if he has a torch, which I don't think he does, but if he has, say, a pair of inspired moments, is that the card for the +3/+3? Or if he has a rampage, I'm still probably dead to the rampage anyway. Yeah, I feel as though if he has something, I'm in trouble. If it's like the +3/+3 weapon, he needs to have 2 things, which makes me think that I'd rather just put him on having to remove one of these creatures or having to kill me outright. It's a shame that we flooded as much as we did, although I can't really complain, he got screwed pretty hard. But this basically puts him on a have a way of killing me or die. And it looks like he's going to die. Sweet. That was a little nerve-wracking. It always is against Rakano when they're aggressive. I think we evidently made the right decision in choosing to trade off some resources early and just slow things down to our liking. Let's go for game 2. Yeah. And so if we hadn't have sacrificed our 2-drop, he would have gotten in with 5. We would have only drawn the 3-drop rather than both the 3 and the 2. So we also made the correct decision in choosing to sacrifice that 2-drop to make sure we could use all of our power every single turn. I think that's what that game came down to, is we were able to use a little bit more power. And that little bit more power that we're able to use resulted in just that last piece of damage in the race. It's easy to underestimate the value of those 3 ones. The ability to have to attack in is often a major drawback, but the fact that they're so efficient, a 3-power flyer, is very hard to sneeze at. I think I need to ship this hand back. There's just too many things that I can't cast if I don't happen to draw my extra piece of power. Well, we found my extra piece of power, that's for sure. I'm sure it's just me holding on to negative experiences, but it feels like a lot of the time when you throw back a hand that could be screwed, you seem to get flooded. It's a bit like the game rewards you in the most sarcastic of ways for your correct decision. On the bright side, if we just draw reasonable cards from here on out, we'll still be okay. Power isn't really a reasonable card for me. And I'm not going to be 2 for 1ing myself when I have absolutely no creatures, so we'll just accept the fact that he'll get 3 damage in for my 2. So he's running a slightly cheeky mana base. And I have a pretty sinking feeling about this matchup, considering we have almost nothing going. If he plays a 2-drop, I think we're snapping the flash freeze now just to slow down his clock so I can try to draw into something useful. Whoops. Ah. That is not something useful. So we had 17 power in the deck, I think. Yeah, he's doing that so he can draw, and we're going to draw power so we can die. Okay, that's reasonable. With this being a fast spell, I'm happy to wait on it. And what we'd really like to do next turn is to draw a Wisdom of the Elders and then a 3-drop out of our next 2 cards. I think that's one of the few ways we can get back in here. It's not the best exchange for us, a premium piece of removal for a random 2-drop, but we just need to slow down this clock as fast as possible. So now I need to be a bit more specific. The 3-drops that I don't want to see are those with 2 toughness. That is a good one though. This will hopefully slow him down very nicely, and next turn can start to draw me some love. Just so long as he doesn't have a premium piece of removal. So he's offering in the attack here because if I'm to block, he can then attack me for 2 damage. That's not a proposition I'm interested in. I know that I'm low on life and I need to be careful, but I don't want him to keep his weapon. Okay, so that would have been even worse for me. Okay, well, at least I used 2 cards for it, which is a modicum of value, but we're in real strife. We've seen nothing but pretty solid cards from him, and little other than power from me. That card isn't going to get us anywhere. If we play it, it's going to die. If we wait, we'll take 5 and we have a chance to draw something else. But I have a suspicion I'm just dead. It's one of the reasons why this is such a powerful piece of equipment, is because of the quick draw, which means that I couldn't even sit with the snow slinger and rapid shot it or something like that to try and get some extra value down. Serious trouble, not a lot of help. If we play both, he'll kill one, he'll tack around, I'll take 2, and I just don't think I can draw out of it. But I guess we might as well find out. I don't have any life gain in the deck, so I'm going to have to stabilize on 3 when it's clear that fire is one of his main colors, and I saw a lot of good fire, and yeah, okay. So yeah, if we were able to stick with the Feln caster, we might have had a shot there, but flooding out just did us no favors whatsoever. I need to remember to upgrade. We've had 1 win, even though it wasn't a recent one. Okay. So I'm on the play, which means there's a reasonable chance that I'll be missing my 3rd power. But if I get my 3rd power, I can go up the curve quite nicely, and I have the opportunity to look for more cards. So even though I don't ordinarily like keeping 2 power hand, I think this is one that I can do. The clock's going to be slow. But yeah, I think I'm happy to give this one a shot. You could possibly argue that I'm being a little uncertain because of my previous mulligan decision. Okay. So we can breathe again. I would have preferred to have seen the primal sigil here. Okay, thank you, deck. It's nice to know you're listening. And if they want to trade, I'll trade, otherwise I'll keep developing. I don't have any double shadow here, so we'll play the primal in case I happen to draw one of my wisdoms. But it'll take a lot for this not to be in my next play. Okay, so out comes the fire. That's fairly good news for me if they choose to block. So I've got a slightly awkward choice here. I can attack in. They'll likely block because that's the whole point of playing the Thorn Beast. Very pretty shiny one. And I can play my Rapid Shot, which gets me value to kill the Thorn Beast and keeps me my Fanatic for the next turn. Otherwise, if I get in, I can draw a bunch of cards now by playing the Frostkin. And I think they'll be likely to attack, and so it's unlikely that I'll ever get the chance to use the Rapid Shot again for that purpose, although I guess I still have the Stone Scar Magus. Okay, the Stone Scar Magus makes me think I can afford to sit back a little bit. Plus I'll be gaining a bit of life, drawing hopefully into something useful. None of those are super duper exciting cards for me. That is, however. So I think I'm definitely the person on the beatdown now, given that I've saved myself some life and I have the opportunity to gain even more. So the question is, Stone Scar Magus holding up Levitate, or Swift Blade and give it flying? I think I like the idea of sending this guy to the skies. I just want to represent as much of a problem as possible for my opponent. represents a little bit of a problem for me. Although I'll be able to kill one by attacking in. I'm almost certain that this one will block. And I'm happy to take the 5 here, because once this guy gets deadly, life will become a lot easier for me. So if I attack with the team, I play a quick shot, I can then play my Magus. I'm happy with that as a turn. The only way that this will go wrong is if they have Torch. And it didn't go wrong. Alright, so slowly making our way through Diamond. It seems as though this deck is playing reasonably well to plan. Yeah, I'm happy. Happy enough, at least. The one loss that we had was primarily due to flooding out, although we did have one win primarily due to my opponent getting screwed. So yeah, typical draft matches, I guess. I look forward to continuing through here. Please join me for the next video as we go through matches 4 to 6. Sorry guys, I'm still recovering a bit from the illness that I had that made me pretty lethargic for the last 2 videos. But yeah, join me through for videos 4 and 6, and we'll see whether we can take this deck up into the Platinum tier. Cool, thanks for watching guys, I'll see you soon.